What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814EDC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on the Civivi Knives Hadros. This is in from the Apex Passaround group. I got this in with the Civivi Perf, and I'm ready to do my review on the Hadros. So if you guys watched my review on the Perf, you guys saw that I was not a very big fan of that knife. I did not really, I understood there was a niche for it in the community, but I didn't like it that much. It wasn't my style. So I liked the Hadros obviously a lot better. And this knife actually really, it surprised me how much I like this knife. So this is a Dylan Mallery design, which has his little logo right there. And this came out, I want to say like late summer or something like that. And I had been interested in it for a while, and this was kind of the big selling point of me wanting to get this package in, because obviously I wanted to check this out more than the Perf, but I figured the Perf would be good to check out too. And I'm glad I got to check it out. So even though I didn't like it, I still am, I'm glad I got to put a review out on it. So the Hadros is a Mallery design, like I said. I want to say it's his newest design, but I don't. He just came out with like his own, the Forest, which he like did it himself. He had it made by Artisan Cutlery, but like he sold it and stuff like that. So he didn't do it with, like, it's under his Mallery Designs, like LOC or whatever you want to call it. But I think this is the last one to come out that he did with a company. And I was excited to try it out. So jumping right into materials, you guys obviously know that's the Civivi pivot right there. This has, I want to say this is like olive micarta. It's not the nicest micarta. I can't remember if I said what I said about it on the unboxing, but the more I carried it, the more I felt it. It's kind of cheap micarta. Civivi does that sometimes, where it's like really dry and just like not the best micarta. I really noticed it because like on the pot clip, you guys probably can't hear it, but like if you, I can't do it well on camera. If you move the pot clip, you can kind of, in hand, you can like kind of squeaks a little bit. That's what made me kind of notice it. Not the worst micarta, but definitely not the best micarta I felt from Civivi. But it gets the job done, I guess. So, but it is like a desert tan olive kind of combination. I don't know the exact color of it, so don't quote me on that one. But yeah, right into materials, you have a loop over style, very Civivi-esque pot clip, very nice. Goes to the butt end of the knife pretty much. You do have a little bit sticking out, but just the way the knife is designed. And the knife, or the pot clip, is reversible, which is cool. So those lefties out there can rejoice. Talking to you, Kev. You do have dual thumb studs. This is a thumb stud knife. Really nice Warncliffe style blade. To me, that's the biggest selling point on this knife for me. I just think it looks very, very wicked. I would not want to get poked with this thing. This blade is in 10CR 15, what is it? 10CR 15 CO MOV, something like that. It's a newer steel that Civivi's starting to use. You guys can see it. It's on the bottom there. It's very hard to read. I don't know why Civivi, it's, what is it? 10CR 15 CO MOV, so I was right. But it's a newer budget steel that Civivi's starting to use on their knives. I would have loved to seen this in like, even D2, 14C28N, Nitro V, something along those lines. 10CR is kind of meh. I had it on my Stylum that I had, and it's not a terrible steel. It's just I would have preferred to see another steel in this price range. So, but you do have full steel liners, and you have some skeletonizing on both. More so on the show side scale. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 milling pieces out, and you have a couple on the frame or liner lock side. Liner lock, like I said, you have some decent access to this blade, or the liner lock. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more cut out there, but it does the job. And this knife is on bearings, which is really good. Most Civivi knives are on bearings nowadays. And yeah, I think that's it. So, oh, the grind is a hollow grind, and that's another good selling point of this knife is I mean, it's just stupid thin behind the edge, you guys. They did a really good job on this. And most Civivi hollow grinds that I felt, because I have the Hooligan that has a hollow grind, and they're just stupid thin, guys. Civivi does a really, really good job with their hollows. So I think that's all for materials. So we'll jump right into action. And the action on this knife is very good. Now, spoiler alert, or disclaimer, I did take this knife apart because a couple days into me, you know, having it, and I've only carried this knife one full day and then half a day, and I've only cut some paper with it, and I think I've opened like one package. So I know that with the Apex group, I don't think you're supposed to use their knives very hard, or really at all. So I basically cut paper, and I opened, I think, an envelope and like one Amazon package. But it was getting like really gritty. So I took it apart and I lubed it up, and I got the action back. Excuse me. I Loctited it and stuff like that. So now lock up, very good, no play at all. Yeah, a good action. So thumb stud, you can thumb flick, very, very nice, very snappy. You can tell the bearings are going to work in there. And even before I took it apart and cleaned it and added some KPL, right out of the box, it was still pretty drop shutty and pretty, you know, snappy. I don't know if it's like got some moisture in there. I don't know what happened, but it's all good now. So thumb flick, middle finger flick, not thumb flick. I mean, this knife is very fun to play with. I very, very much enjoyed having this in to fidget with, and having this in to just, you know, play around with. It's kind of surprised me with how snappy it is, because the blade's very light, especially with the hollow grind. It's not a very thick blade, but it's good, guys. Liner lock, drops and hits your thumb. Very smooth. I've honestly considered buying one of these because I think they are like 60 bucks, which I'll get to in my, you know, sort of recap of the knife. But it's a good knife. It's very, you know, sorry, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're on action right now. So action's good, guys. Drop shut, or drops to your nail, shake shut, bang. Middle finger flick, really, really good. Thumb flick is actually quite addicting. Oh. Did I just catch it on camera? I think I just caught that on camera. And I'm going to leave it in there. I just dropped it. I didn't hit myself. I didn't catch myself with it or anything like that. But yeah, man, I don't think I've done that on camera before. So if you guys are watching this and you guys see that, comment down below something about, you know, dropping it, because I want to see what you guys have to say. But I'm going to leave it in there just because there's no reason to, you know, take it out. It's a silly, stupid thing that happened. So why not leave it in there? But I was going to say, I think this is a case where I don't necessarily enjoy thumb flicking it more than the middle finger flick, but I think it's very equal in terms of, you know, I just banging out. It's just fun the way the studs are placed away from the scales. You get some really good access behind them, and they shoot out. So action's very, very good. Next up is ergos, and this kind of surprised me because this is a very thin knife. I mean, you don't really have a whole lot of real estate at all on this body, because I mean, you have a pivot here, and then it gets real skinny, gets a little bit wider, and then back to skinny. But this knife just fits my hand so well. I can get all 4 fingers on here with a little bit to spare. You kind of have that natural restriction point right there, and then you even have kind of a little like landing choil up here. It's not as big as it could be, but it's definitely usable. So if you're doing some real precise cutting, real precise work, you can get up there and get very good control of this knife and do some good work with it. So that's a good thing of this knife, a good thing of the Hadros. But I was so surprised at how comfortable this knife was in my hand, just because sometimes, you know, designs like this and bodies like this just feel kind of weird in your hand. But to me, I mean, it just feels super, super locked in, very comfortable, very neutral, and just comfortable. So another thing I wanted to note is, obviously, like I said, this blade is I mean, just very wicked looking. I would, like I said, I would not want to get poked with this blade. But one thing I did notice while playing with it is this knife would be an exceptional self-defense knife in this reverse grip. You have a little bit, it's more pointy than I think it should be. If they would have made it like more kind of squared off back here, and would have given you like, I mean, not a parallel, but like a vertical surface to put your finger on. This is a little bit pointy, but it will definitely get the job done. I mean, this is locked in your hand. If you had to, you know, gas station knife fight with Kevin on a Friday night, I think you'd have a pretty good chance at winning, because, I mean, swinging this thing around, all that sharp edge right there. I don't know what the heck I'm trying to do right there, but just a very menacing blade, and I think that this thing would be a very good self-defense tool if needed. So just wanted to get that out there, something I kind of picked up on while fidgeting with it one day. On to carry. Carries very, very well. This knife is not very big, very lightweight. It's just a nice compact size, but yet again, 4 fingers, a pretty decent, you know, length of blade. It has a nice little compact package. You obviously have that loop over style deep carry Civivi clip that works very, very well. There's screws are recessed into the clip, but then the clip is not recessed into the scales, which, I mean, I would have liked to seen that, but I can't complain, because they do put I do like that they put the screws into the clip. I think they're kind of doing like half of it. I would love for them to do the other half and put the scale, or put the clip down into the scale, but, you know, to each their own. So it carries very, very well though. Sits in your pocket. You know, if you have to dig in beside it, you're not going to catch your hand on anything, because there is no jimping up top here. The only jimping on this knife is on the lock bar and on the top of the knife right there. So not going to catch it. I carried this front right pocket, I think both times I carried it. You know, I didn't even really know it was there. So carries very, very well. And, you know, we're going to jump into the final category of price point. Would I recommend this knife? I think I already said price point, but if I didn't, this knife goes for like $59.50 or something like that, 60 bucks with taxes. And I think this knife's worth it, guys. I really do. I really have grown to, I like this knife a lot. You know, I would get this knife, but there's just other stuff I want to buy. I like it, but I don't know if I love it enough to buy it, but I definitely really like it. So maybe someday when I, you know, once this is not with me anymore and I get the urge to get a nice Wharncliffe Mallery style blade, I'll definitely pick one of these up. But 60 bucks is a good deal. You know, you're getting micarta, not the best micarta, but definitely not the worst. A loop over style deep carry clip. You're getting 10 CR, 15 CO MOV steel. Not, there could be better steels. I think that's maybe one thing I could knock on this knife, is I would much rather have D2 or 14C28N at that price point. But I don't think that this is going to be a super hard use knife. It doesn't scream hard use. Like I said, it screams kind of self-defense. And, you know, this thing is just going to be a menace for cutting labels, opening packages, envelopes, you know, small stuff like that. This thing is just going to be very good at it with that, you know, tip. You can just boop, drop it in there and slice it. So I don't see this thing being a very hard use knife. So 10CR, excuse me, 10CR is a good steel, a good choice for this, I guess. But it's just very lightweight, very comfortable, very ergonomic. Hollow grind, very, very good. So I really don't have a single thing in this knife that I can complain about. Maybe just, like I said, the steel being a little bit more premium, but, you know, it is what it is. The action is very, very good. I was, you know, genuinely surprised with how snappy this action was, and how much fun I had, you know, flipping it and fidgeting with it for the time that I had it in. So I would absolutely recommend this knife. I think it's a good design. I think Dylan knocked it out of the park. And I really like it, guys. So, and if you guys saw my video of the perf at the very end, you would have heard me talk about a giveaway. So I did get this in from the Apex group, and I talked to David Blade Banner, who runs it and manages it, and I asked, you know, where do I send these after it, because Ricky Shoe Monster Tech was the first one that got this package in, and then I was the only one after him that signed up. So it's now retired from the group, and David's like, you know, just talk to Ricky. You guys can figure it out amongst yourselves what you want to do with it. You know, you guys can keep them and give them away, stuff like that. So I talked to Ricky, and we decided upon I'm going to send the perf back to him, and he'll do a giveaway, and I'm going to do a giveaway with the Hadros. So I'm super excited to do that. If you guys have been watching my videos, you obviously know that I do have a 500 subscriber giveaway coming up. But I already have the knives that I'm going to be doing with that, and you know, the package is pretty much set up. So I don't really want to add this. I think I'm going to keep it and maybe do like a 750 subscriber giveaway whenever I get there. Or I just passed 800 followers on Instagram, so maybe once I hit 1,000, I could do a little giveaway there. But I'm in no rush to give this away because this is a pretty cool piece, and I'm glad to you know, have it to give away. And I don't really want to, I don't know, I guess I better check with David on, you know, if I can keep it for a little bit longer, because, you know, I could throw it into the, you know, my 500 subscriber giveaway. But like I said, I think I'm at a pretty good, you know, packaging. My packages are pretty good the way I have them right now, and I really don't want to add this in because this is a good knife, and I would love just to do like a standalone giveaway with this. So, you know, whether I hit 1,000 followers on Instagram first, I hit 700 subs on YouTube first, I don't know. But I will double check with David on that and just make sure he's okay with me holding on to it for a little bit before I give it away, just because of, you know, my circumstances and stuff like that. But I am excited eventually whenever I give this away to you guys. Could be, I don't know, you know, a month in the future, could be a couple months in the future. So just be on the lookout for that. You know, I'm excited for that. So thank you guys. I'm going to wrap this up now. About 16 minutes. Going to be a little bit longer than the perf, but like I said, I'm trying to make my videos a little bit shorter for you guys, just because I like to ramble sometimes. But if you guys considered, or if you guys like this video and have been liking the content I've been putting out, but you aren't subscribed, please consider clicking like and subscribe, because it helps me out. It gets me closer to 500 subs when I can, you know, release the video, which I still need to make on my giveaway stuff. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, I love all you guys that are subscribed, and I love all you guys that make sure to comment on every video and make sure to always support and stuff like that. So big shout out and kudos to you guys. You guys know who you are. I appreciate you. But yeah, that's all I have for today, guys. I just filmed 4 videos in a row, and I'm starting to lose my train of thought, so I'm going to wrap this up before I sound even more stupid. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys in the next